Hi guys, weekly market outlook today on the 12th, Saturday, and with that, inauguration of Donald Trump is just about a week, slightly more to go. The US dollar got really more strength with the NFP data, much stronger than expected, and we got a couple of news events this upcoming week. Basically, don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments under the video. Looking forward, obviously, to see you guys soon, and at the end of the video, we have another token of appreciation, so please stay towards the end. What's going? And the dollar is the question. Is the dollar moving stronger, even getting more upside next week? We have a couple of reasons to believe. And what are equities doing is what we want to observe in the next minutes moving forward. But let's start with what goes potentially in regards to the upcoming news events. Producer prices from the US are kicking in, and those are going to be kind of quite interesting. Not a change being expected, 0.2%. However, we can see figures in November had already slightly increased. Basically, producer prices obviously are giving us a bit of a preview in what we might expect from consumer prices. At the yearly figure and consumer prices here, November figure was similar. However, the December number had increased slightly. So positivity here in regards to consumer prices is what we might expect, as obviously 2.9%, well, positive expectation. Stronger consumer prices, a dollar strength basically is what we expect moving forward. And that's the key takeaway here. Even if the 2.9% figure is going to be seen or published basically next week on Wednesday, it might be some positivity we could see in regards to the greenback. Let's move on here. The euro-dollar currency pair had already continued with a stronger market momentum, and that's clearly the path for all currency pairs. Resistance, always the market after such a zone. It kind of was fading towards lower price levels, and now we can observe the market had already again kind of retested a lower area here. So let's move towards the RSI index, but the euro-dollar currency pair might actually fall further. That's at least the expectation here from the current trend appreciation in this market. It just looks like a total turnaround. Monday this week, the week which is just about to be passing here, Monday the market went to the upside. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday the market fell, and Friday as well a slightly negative sentiment. Well, not slightly, quite a bit due to the NFP data. The pound upcoming next, also quite strong here in terms of losing steam, right? So the market was on the hourly chart about to test the 50 moving average. However, then the stronger than expected NFP data kicked in, and we got news as well on Wednesday from the UK. Consumer prices are not expected to rise somehow. However, they had been again, October figure not quite, but November, December had started to appreciate again somewhat, and that positive sentiment here is what might be something interesting in regards to the consumer prices. We have also a GDP figure, not quite an important number, as well as the retail sales. However, the pound is really in disguise, and further momentum, further weakness here in the pound should be factored in, as the market had really broken the important next and upcoming support zone. So downside market potential might be on the horizon. The dollar strength obviously kind of playing a big role here, but that's clearly what the pound is going to face moving forward. The euro obviously can gear up some momentum. Just check out the chart in the euro pound, as there is a bit of a bend to the upside here, but the pound US dollar currency pair might be interesting for traders, as any retracement, any push to that, say, breakout zone 123 something, say 124, 123.50 could be used in order to find entry opportunities towards falling prices in this market moving forward. The Australian dollar is kind of quite interesting, as well as the Aussie, as it's called, signals quite a bit of negative falling prices, right? So again, same story, Monday to the upside, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, weaker price momentum. We are currently just about to stop, and we don't see that the RSI indicator is oversold, right? So that gives us a bit of a hint that the Australian dollar might actually weaken even further. And now we got the 2 cents here. Equities obviously about to fade. The US dollar is gearing up some stronger momentum, and the Aussie weaker momentum here, which looks kind of quite interesting here. Monday to the upside, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Again, a kind of quite a bit of weakness here, signaling us that slight and falling price momentum might be the outcome moving further. We don't want to look at the S&P 500, but the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is kind of quite interesting. Aussie weakness, US dollar strength. Stronger US dollar. It's pricier to buy the US dollar for foreign investors. If you want to purchase, obviously, an index or a fund or whatever in the US, even if it's only a stock, you need to purchase the underlying US dollar as well. Stronger dollar obviously kind of makes you think twice. Will the dollar remain strong? Will there be potentially some weakness on the horizon, which I believe, by the way, at some point there is. But that would be one reason to believe that currently the pressure on the equity sector might increase. And that's exactly what we see on the charts here. NASDAQ obviously kind of not rising at the moment, but instead fading below the 50 moving average. Now, does this increase the selling pressure? Let's examine the past. And we could say, hey, we've tested the 50 moving average as this was money, as we would call it. The 50 is money, as in buying the dip opportunities might be a kind of something interesting here. However, at the moment, we see there was the market testing this area, breaking to the upside, testing, breaking later to the upside. But with all the testing points, the market indeed was about to fall somewhat, and we've seen this here. This was 2024 in July. The market actually tested this area and fell quite a fair bit. So long story short, we got this technical pattern and this beautiful pattern here. 16,500 would be the perfect line. You guys know what I mean. If the market fades further, pin bar candlestick pattern is one reason to believe. Daily chart here, the market falling below the 50 moving average could give us some opportunities to see, hey, maybe the market is going to fade further, and maybe we see towards the month of June or July next year that indeed falling prices might be the outcome. God knows what, but at least the market might be ripe for a bit of a correction. Whether the market goes all the way towards that quite strong previous resistance, now turning support area, is the big question. However, a potential slide in prices might be on the horizon, moving on further towards the future. The silver market, kind of quite interesting as well. 50 moving average, holding the market up from falling. US dollar strength, obviously not causing harm on this market. Silver still, demand is obviously quite high in and for the economy. Obviously, supply side is still extremely limited. The demand outperforms the supply by far, but obviously would there not be the paper silver, which is giving us the reason potentially to believe the market is going to act quite funky and quite tricky. However, what we observe is that clearly right now, technical indicators, 50 moving average, causing the market to see an uplift. And that's now our next topic here, the recent resistance area, and in particular what we've seen just early on with basically the NFP data. Dollar strength was initially harming silver, but the market is starting to resume upside again. So with that, we could see a support. The market is about ready to break higher again, and upside potential might be on the horizon. Upside potential here in this market, especially if the 50 moving average can be broken next week, could cause the silver markets to break back to the upside, causing an unleash of pressure towards higher levels. So just stay tuned and focus on the silver market, but upside momentum is going to be something which we should determine as well moving forward. Next one up is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is obviously kind of not quite ready to break the recent high point. 100,000 psychological resistance area obviously has not been broken again. The monthly chart suggesting that there might be quite a bit of negative pressure ahead. If we are looking at this Bitcoin chart here right now, monthly chart, technical pin bar candlestick pattern. That's the beauty here right now. This month, January, the market has started to appreciate again, but was ending way below this resistance pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, question mark. Well, there could be some impact here in this market. It would be better off, but we don't see it as clear on the weekly as on the monthly chart. That aside, the market's trend here and fading price sentiment. Remember, realized prices in Bitcoin sit at 69,000 US dollars for last year. That would be an initial great and strong support area. I'd opt here for somehow fading prices, that 71,000 resistance zone, previously resistance zone, and then breakout area could now act as a support, and that's what I would go for. I'd opt for rather falling prices for now in Bitcoin, as the market sentiment seems to be rather kind of negative. Ether is, not doing anything similar, but again, falling as well. So let's observe how this goes. Resistance area tested, the market about to fade maybe further. Ripple, XRP, currently retracing again. The weekend seems to be kind of quite positive here. And now we observe that the market is potentially ready to break the high points. Let's see if the market, however, falls back to the downside here. Triangle formation is what we can observe here. We might say there might be some negative price sentiment again. Now, this looks like there could be another break to the upside, a push higher, continuation or negative retracement, and now maybe a break beyond the high point could be on the cards. However, the monthly chart, and that's the takeaway here, the long market move and strong push to the upside like we've seen in the past, a push higher, another extension to the upside, followed by fading prices, might be what we've seen here, as well as we can observe moving forward as well in the next couple of trading weeks ahead. Let's observe this one here. Strong technical pin bar candlestick pattern. Entry opportunities might arise again slightly below that zone here. Pin bar falling prices or kind of lower prices comparing the December pin bar candle in January, February, March, moving ahead might be taken as selling opportunities, or fresh entry points for this market to potentially fade further. That's the majority of all we want to talk about here right now. Oil is moving higher. That's kind of quite interesting, and the oil market now about to fade potentially. We've seen the market breaking higher, but not potentially ready as of now. It's still, and we are still at this resistance zone, and the market might be held up from basically rising further. I'd opt for falling prices here only if the markets would expect or will be expected to be seen below the support area. Pin bar candlestick sideways. Now the market runs a bit too much to the upside, as we see here resistance, and with that fading trend, resistance, it's about to be broken. But let's see if the market is really able to be sustainable, the market is able to show a sustainable break above the high point here, above the 50 moving average. Only then we can see that the market pushes higher. So sustainable break means we need to wait for the candlestick to close, which means another 20 trading days odd so to go in January. Guys, happy trading. That's my take. I told you there's another token of appreciation. If you sign up to my website, not only you get a discount code by entering the token YouTube, but I'll also send you a free mug. Our new coffee mugs have arrived, so check it out on our website. Just use the appreciation code when watching our weekly videos here. See you on our website and in our trading chat group. Obviously, we're chatting day in, day out on WhatsApp to exchange trading ideas. See you then, guys. Have a good one. Take care, everyone. And lucky you if you have owned and purchased some Bitcoins beforehand, because they have been moving up nicely. If they are going to continue to the upside for now is a big question, but they look slightly shaky, at least if the markets can do or will do what we've just talked about for now. Stay tuned. See you later. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. Ciao.